Welcome to the Wall Street Journal for Wednesday, November 8th, 2017, from Audible. Today, you'll hear these 5 stories. Saudi Arabia expands crackdown on elite. U.S. prepares show of strength as Trump urges North Korea to come to the table. Ex-advisor Carter Page told Trump campaign of Moscow trip. U.S. phases out deportation protection for Nicaraguans. And the sorry state of New Jersey. From the World section of the Wall Street Journal, Saudi Arabia expands crackdown on elite, by Margarita Stankati in Beirut and Summer Saeed in Dubai. Saudi Arabia is moving quickly to broaden its crackdown on alleged corruption among the country's elite, with authorities detaining more prominent businessmen and freezing dozens of bank accounts, according to people familiar with the matter, with the government promising more arrests will follow. Several well-known businessmen have been arrested in the days since authorities on Saturday rounded up dozens of people, among them princes and current and former government officials, in the most extensive purge of the kingdom's elite in recent history. The government hasn't officially named the people who were detained. Saudi Arabia's Attorney General, Sheikh Saud al-Mojeb, on Monday, vowed it would arrest more people as part of the government's sprawling corruption investigation, which began secretly some 3 years ago. The weekend's events represent merely the start of a vital process to root out corruption wherever it exists, he said. Among those arrested in the latest wave, according to people familiar with the matter, are Nasser bin Akil Al-Tayyar, the founder and a non-executive board member of Al-Tayyar Travel, one of Saudi Arabia's biggest travel companies. One of these people said at least 2 prominent tribal leaders were also detained. They couldn't be reached for comment. In a statement posted on the website of the Saudi Stock Exchange, Al-Tayyar said it is aware of reports of the detention of Mr. Tayyar, who owns around 30% of the company's shares. It said it confirms it will continue business to serve the interests of shareholders and agents, and that it is committed to adhering to all laws and regulations. Many of those detained in recent days are being held at Riyadh's Ritz-Carlton Hotel, which was abruptly vacated of guests and turned into a 5-star prison. They include billionaire Prince Al-Walid bin Talal, one of the best-known members of the Saudi royal family, and a major investor in companies including Apple Inc., Twitter Inc., and Citigroup Inc., who is being investigated for alleged money laundering, bribery, and extortion of officials, a senior Saudi official told the Wall Street Journal. A representative for Prince Al-Walid didn't immediately respond to a request for comment. The arrests were ordered by a newly established anti-corruption agency headed by Saudi Arabia's powerful crown prince, Mohammed bin Salman. He has said tackling corruption at the highest level is necessary to overhaul what has long been an oil-dependent economy. The move also indicates a further attempt by Prince Mohammed and his father, King Salman, to consolidate their power. Another prominent royal, former Saudi National Guard head Prince Miteb bin Abdullah, stands accused of alleged procurement fraud worth tens of billions of dollars, and of allegedly awarding contracts to his own companies, including the operation and maintenance of equipment, the senior Saudi official said. Prince Miteb, one of the most senior members of the royal family in King Salman's cabinet, is also accused of having profited from the sale of bulletproof vests and other clothing to the Ministries of Defense and Interior at an inflated price, the senior official said. The prince couldn't be reached for comment. U.S. President Donald Trump has thrown his weight behind the crackdown, saying that its targets have been milking the kingdom for years. I have great confidence in King Salman and the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia. They know exactly what they are doing, Mr. Trump said in a tweet Tuesday morning from Japan. Saudi authorities have already frozen dozens of bank accounts of people who are under investigation or linked to them, according to people familiar with the matter. The Saudi central bank also sent a list of hundreds of names to lenders, asking them to freeze any accounts linked to them, the people said. The government said that assets accumulated through corruption will become state property. These are just the initial stages of either assets freeze or arrests. More people are expected to be impacted as the investigation unfolds, said a senior Saudi official familiar with the matter. Those assets, worth many billions of dollars, could also help replenish state coffers. A prolonged period of low oil prices forced the government to turn to the international bond market and to draw extensively from its foreign reserves, which dropped from $730 billion at their peak in 2014 to $487.6 billion in August, the latest available data. The Crown Prince is not necessarily interested in directly owning the assets, but he needs cash to fund the government's investment plans, Political risk advisory firm Eurasia Group said in a note on Monday. It was becoming increasingly clear that additional revenue is needed to improve the economy's performance. The government will also strike deals with businessmen and royals to avoid arrest, but only as part of a greater commitment to the local economy, it said. Among those detained over the weekend is Bakr bin Laden, the chairman of the troubled construction giant Saudi bin Laden Group. According to a lawyer familiar with the investigation, Mr. bin Laden is accused of bribery in connection with a project to expand the grounds of the Great Mosque in Mecca, one of Islam's holiest sites. A spokesman for Saudi bin Laden didn't respond to a request for comment. Also arrested were Saudi Arabia's economy minister, Adel Fakih, who is suspected of having embezzled funds that were intended for a storm water system that was never built. He has now been succeeded by his deputy, Mohammed bin Mazyad al-Tuwajiri, a former banker at HSBC Holdings plc. A spokesman for the ministry didn't respond to a request for comment. From the World section of the Wall Street Journal, U.S. prepares show